Hi, everybody. It's Mrs. DeVinney and Cubby Bear back again. Cubby doesn't talk to you because no one of you understand Bear, but I do, so he whispers it to me. Oh, he said he's been very busy this week, washing his paws. Instead of singing Happy Birthday, he sings the Cubby song. Yeah, a lot of kids know the Cubby song. I did bring another book. This is a book that happened just about before Easter. So I bet you'll like this book. The name of the book is A Friend Who Forgives. Remember, again, these books look like picture books, like make-believe books that you may be reading in your household, but they're based on the Bible. The stories come right from the Bible. A long time ago, there was a man named Peter who was best friends with Jesus. Peter was a fisherman. He was strong and brave, but he often did the wrong thing. Do you ever talk before you think? Well, that's what Peter did again and again and again. Peter loved fish. In fact, one day he and Jesus had fish for breakfast. Fish for breakfast? Well, that's weird. But we will save that part of the story until the end. On the day when Jesus first called Peter to follow him, can you guess what Peter was doing? If you guess fishing, you're right. He was fishing. Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men, Jesus told him. Can you imagine that? Peter fishing for men? Jesus explained that just as Peter liked to search for fish, Jesus came to search for people who needed forgiveness. Peter loved being friends with Jesus. He saw Jesus do all sorts of amazing things. One day, Peter's mother-in-law was sick, and Jesus healed her. Another time, Jesus was about to drown. Another time, Peter was about to drown in a storm, and Jesus saved him. Slowly, Peter realized that Jesus was more than a friend. He was God. He would never let Peter down. But sometimes Peter let Jesus down, like the time Jesus explained to his friends that he had to die on the cross, but that he would come back to life and offer forgiveness. All of you will run away. You're going to say you're not my friends, Jesus said. Peter spoke up right away. He did that a lot. I will never do that, Peter said. But Jesus told him, before the rooster crows in the morning, you will say 3 times that you're not my friend. Oh, I would never do that. Jesus is my best friend, Peter thought. When soldiers came to take Jesus to the cross, Peter pulled out his sword to stop them. Put your sword away, Peter, Jesus said. My Father says that this must happen. Jesus let the soldiers take him to a courtyard to stand trial. Peter followed him from far away. Aren't you one of Jesus' friends? A young girl asked him as she opened the gate for Peter to enter into the courtyard. What do you think Peter said? Nope, I don't know Jesus. It was a cold night, so Peter walked over to the fire where some people were warming themselves. Aren't you one of Jesus' friends? Someone asked Peter. What do you think Peter said? No, I don't know Jesus. Then someone stepped forward and looked closely at Peter. Yes, you are one of Jesus' friends, aren't you? He said. Oh, but what do you think Peter said? No, I do not know Jesus. Right then, at that very moment, a rooster crowed. Jesus turned around and looked straight at Peter. Then Peter remembered what Jesus had said. Before the rooster crows, you will say 3 times that you are not my friend. Peter was so sad. He knew that he had failed Jesus again and again and again. He didn't just need to find other people who needed forgiving. He needed forgiving too. Peter felt terrible. He ran out of the courtyard and he cried and cried and cried. Peter had let his best friend down, and now it was too late because the soldiers had taken Jesus away to be killed. But Peter didn't stay sad because Jesus didn't stay dead. 3 days later was the first Easter Sunday when Jesus came back to life to offer people forgiveness. But But would he forgive Peter for failing so badly? One day, Jesus went looking for Peter. Where do you think Jesus found Peter? That's right. Peter and his friends were fishing. Jesus called to them from the beach, and Peter jumped out of the boat into the water, and he rushed to the beach to see Jesus. And this is where Jesus and Peter had fish for breakfast. Fish for breakfast. That's weird. Peter was so happy to see Jesus alive. But would Jesus forgive him? Peter wasn't sure. Maybe Jesus wouldn't want to talk to him. Maybe Jesus wouldn't want to be friends with him. But yes, Jesus did want to talk to Peter. And yes, Jesus did want to forgive Peter. Wow. And since Peter had said he didn't know Jesus 3 times, Jesus gave Peter the chance to say 3 times, "I love you, Jesus." And that's how Peter became a forgiven fisher of men. Peter spent the rest of his life telling people about his best friend, Jesus. He told them if they put their trust in Jesus, he would forgive them again and again and again. That's because Jesus is Peter's best friend. He forgave him again and again and again. And if you trust in Jesus, he will forgive you too, again and again and again.